Hi everyone, so this is a short video to help you understand how Glencontroller discovers devices and how to make them viewable on Glencontroller for remote control of them. The screen here shows Glencontroller as it first opens, and as you can see it is pretty much a blank grey screen. The first thing we're going to take a look at is how to find the device or the devices on your network that you want to control. So over here on the top left of the controller, we have 3 lines, and these allow us to open up a device list, which shows us the devices on the network the Glencontroller knows about and that it's compatible with and can control. Here we have some devices called Paradiso and another device called DrumKit. That's presumably a mic amp that's had its name changed when it's been out on hire. The name that's shown on the list here is the name that is assigned to the device in Dante Controller. To make a device appear on the right hand side of the screen here, you simply just tick the device that you want to control. If you want to control more than one device at a time, you click multiple devices, and these will appear on the right hand screen here in the order that the tick boxes are selected. You can then scroll down here to see all the different devices. Then to remove a device from the screen, you can either click the X on the top right hand corner, or you can click the ticked button here, and this will also add or remove devices to the Glencontroller. If you take a device off the Glencontroller, this device will still work, it just means you're no longer controlling it. Glencontroller finds these devices using a DNS lookup service. To see more of what your options are there, if you come to the top left here and click the settings icon, it should open up into discovery mode. It does only have 2 modes. You have discovery as well as metering. These metering options here only affect the dark range of units, and they don't affect Paradisos. When you come back to discovery mode, you'll see there's a drop down box called method, which gives you 4 possible options. There's MDNS with a unicast response, MDNS with a multicast response, Windows DNS, and a static IP list. The first 2 are MDNS. This is a DNS lookup service that we fundamentally wrote ourselves when we first developed Glencontroller. And we did this because at the time Windows DNS service was really very unreliable and wasn't really fit for purpose. Now, however, as Windows 10 has evolved, this Windows DNS server does work perfectly well, so it is included as an option depending on your network and your preferences. The only difference between the multicast and unicast responses is the way the packets are returned to Glencontroller from the device the Glencontroller is trying to connect to. In the background, Glencontroller is always sending out a multicast packet to the multicast address that all our devices live at, and that packet is providing information about where the computer and where Glencontroller lives at the moment. When the Paradiso or any of our devices receive this multicast DNS request from the Glencontroller, it will only reply in one of 2 ways. If it's set as unicast, it will only reply to the address Glencontroller is told it's at, and this is really useful to stop flooding the network with lots of information. On the other hand, if you've selected multicast response, it will provide its information as multicast, and this means all computers on your network will get DNS information from the device to say it's there and it exists. This can be useful because a PC on your network that isn't currently running Glencontroller will actually log and store the DNS information locally, so as next time you do run Glencontroller, it will automatically know where the device is. On the other hand, multicast responses can clog up networks, and you may manage network switches that stop multicast responses going through, which is one of the reasons that you can choose either multicast or unicast. As well as the DNS lookup service for finding devices on the network, there's also a static list. So if you're using static IP addresses and you know the address that one of the devices is living at, you can easily add it to your system. So you just click the add button, type in the IP address and hit return, and then it's added here. And if you do have multiple devices, you can just put multiple addresses in. Now, the static list can be enabled and disabled here. In the disabled position, here, Glencontroller is currently only sending out a multicast request to see that devices are out there. If you then click this enable static list, as well as the multicast packets coming out from the Glensounds Controller, it's also specifically sending requests to the IP addresses, and you can run those alongside the multicast requests or separately. And to run separately, you can just use static IP list from the drop-down box, which means Glencontroller isn't sending multicast packets out, it's only sending packets to the actual addresses you've put in here. So that's it for this video, but if you do still have any questions, you can contact us on one of these links. Thanks for watching, bye!